Hello and welcome to 14 Days. Today I'm going to be taking a look at a new zombie exploring game. They're setting it up to rival Project Zomboid. We'll have to wait and see. It's early access, as it says on the current screen. They've been developing it over the last 4 years. So I thought we'd take a quick look today at the tutorial, or the first stage of the tutorial, just to give you a taste of what it looks like. And hopefully I can give you a feel of how it plays as well. First thing to note is the character creation, if you're using a gamepad, is a bit clunky. It's hard to tell which buttons you're trying to do there. There are some indications on screen. It's one of those. It probably takes a little bit of getting used to, that's all. Usual sort of customization. Change their clothes, their shape, their sex, their beards and things like that, and hair colours. Once you've done that, you can save one that you've created in the presets and move on to the game. So much like Project Zomboid, there's a list of professions that give you certain bonuses. They've done it slightly differently, obviously, but yeah, it would give you an idea. They've got their sort of ideas from that game. So unemployed is kind of like a down skill for looking at this. Boxer gives you some bonuses in fighting, things like that. Worth a try. So in this first part, it's just about going into the house, using the direction keys, looking around, that kind of thing. I think it's fairly standard for these type of games, but there's no enemies in this bit. It's just about to interact with items and inventory and move stuff into your backpack and things like that. I think there's probably easier ways to do it using a mouse, but with a gamepad you don't get a lot of options. You basically press buttons and it pops into your inventory where it wants to go. I think you click on the fork, for instance, and that goes straight into your hand, but I picked the machete up and that went into the holdables list. So again, it's the tutorial, you'll get used to it, so I'm not going to prejudge it too much on that one. It's just a little bit sticky in my opinion to begin with. So I've sped this up just for time, because obviously you can take quite a bit of time just wandering about trying to collect all the bits. Tutorial gives you a bit of food, everything else. One thing I couldn't find was a medikit. There's quite a lot of other bits in there though, and there's some rooms you can't appear to get into. So while this character mucks around with the inventory trying to work that one out, well, eventually pop outside. So, feeling good about this now. Got a machete, a backpack, and some more substantial clothes on. When you go to the barrier, you think, interact with the zombies themselves, it tells you to take care of the stats. And as you can see in the left-hand corner, medical, food, and water are all glowing red. Water's on 0, so I think he's actually getting iller because the food and water are low. So we've picked some of those up, so we'll try and take those. Again, let me get the menu correct. I'm not sure if it's going to recover from 10 there. It's pretty low and the borders are flashing red. But I'm going to crack on anyway. And we'll see how our wounded man with a machete is going to get on with these zombies. Alright, so we're there. Let's try out that button, see if we've got the hang of it yet. There's a kick and a hit with the club button. Oh, didn't quite work. Ah, not really unexpected. Oh, and the weapons are now over the other side. So effectively, you're going to go and pop over to the doppelganger. Well, where the doppelganger fell, and try and get his stuff back. In the meantime, we are an amateur boxer. We'll see if we can give these zombies a run for their money. Again, I sped this up. They're not moving that fast normally. You can see that's where our gear is on the ground there. It's really trying to work to a point where we can grab it, or just keep moving and box. Once more into the battle. Good to see the previous version of me still on the ground. Oh, it's just disappeared. Sure, this time we can make some ground on them. One slightly difficult thing seems to be able to hit zombies that are on the ground at the moment. Got two of them, one that's moving around and one that isn't. Try and find the kick key again. There's the kick key. There, we got him. It's a bit of mucking about, but I think the attack settings in Project Zomboid, to be fair, were quite difficult. For me anyway, when I first started. So going with that one. So we've now got some bodies to search. Again, nothing new. If you've played Project Zomboid, you get quite a lot of your goodies from the dead zombies. There we go. So I think that's the area cleared. We'll grab everything we can and see what happens next. Okay, so with the rifle equipped, with the crouch down to get through here, I think we can aim with one joystick and change the view and fire with the other hand. Once we've loaded the gun, of course. I would just say that I think the shooting is probably easier than in Project Zomboid. So try and follow instructions to build the campfire with the build menu. We've got our usual bits on there. So the crafting along the top doesn't give us access to a campfire, which we've been instructed to build. Don't seem to find a campfire. Those are the other menu options, obviously. It strikes me as one of those games I, anyway, would have to look up some more sort of help on YouTube or on the internet, really, to see how to play it. There's certain bits of the instructions and even the tutorial that doesn't grab straight away. Not too easy. I think the shooting seemed fine. And I think, to be fair, the vehicle parts repair, filling it up, and then being able to move it forward and drive it didn't seem too bad at all. These ones here, because you've got the sort of the move access buttons on them. You click on the fan belt if you can find a fan belt, which just by accident I've just seen there's one on the floor because we couldn't see it from that angle. So now we can click on the fan belt and install that in there. I think instead of clicking move, you click on the X button and select to install it, that kind of thing. So it seems like it could have quite a lot of potential, this game. It does seem to have copied a lot of functionality, like we've mentioned earlier. I think once you get used to it and you do the rest of the tutorials and get out in the real world and get used to the controls, it could be a pretty good game. At the moment, yeah, give yourself a bit of time to get into it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.